sword tasted blood, I knew this would not be my way. I would win my father's praise, not by killing, but by being the first to find the Maharaja's treasure vault and the wonders within.
Once upon a time, I compiled a list of all the things I love and hate. And if I were to ever show you this list, you will, 1, notice that the hate list is a lot longer than the love one, and 2, see that right between giraffes and purple drink is Prince of Persia, the Sands of Time. Every little aspect about this game works perfectly with one another to make an experience that is one of my favorites of all time. You play as the prince, a young and arrogant Prince of Persia who is tricked into releasing the deadly sands of time and must set out to right his wrong. Along the way, he teams up with the beautiful but deadly Princess Farah, and together work through the many traps and puzzles as they make their way to the Hourglass of Time. Having Farah around surprised me because she is not like most NPCs that make you play escort mission. She can actually hold her own in a fight and doesn't need her handheld to make it to the next area. She is more personable because you will find that the conversations between the prince and her are very well written and make you actually intrigued by their situation. But as good as the story and characters may be, the real satisfaction comes from the gameplay. The prince is a very agile guy that can do things that would make Neo envious. You think that running on walls will get boring quickly, but I have played every Prince game multiple times, and I have yet to find it boring, along with the rest of the Prince's abilities. You become very familiar with all the Prince's moves as you will use them to get through each room. Each room is in fact like a giant puzzle. You have to figure out how to get to the exit, all the while avoiding enemies, booby traps, and your own dumb decisions. Luckily, the prince comes equipped with the Dagger of Time, which is much more than just a weapon. As you will find out very quickly, the dagger has the power to rewind time, thus giving you a retry without having to load from a checkpoint. This allows the game to throw some very difficult sections at you because if you mess up, you can rescue yourself. And trust me, you will be doing this a lot. The levels are very tricky and you will die often, but they are not cheap difficult. Every time you die, you will say, "Yep, not supposed to do that." Then rewind and figure out what you need to do next in the level. It also helps in combat as you can freeze enemies and slow down time completely. And as you work through the game, you will notice the rooms are more than just a setting. Just as the story entangles itself into the gameplay, the setting does the same. You really do feel like you are taken to mystical Persia. All the rooms are bright and truly gorgeous. A lot of time and effort went into designing not just the graphics, but the entire art direction. Everything feels engrossing and creative, while still feeling real enough to allow yourself to fall deeper into the story. The game doesn't just look pretty. It has something special with the gameplay, the setting, the art, and the sound. All of it works so well together that it makes you understand that you are playing something special. The only thing that holds this back from being perfect is the combat is a little lacking. With having to use the same finishing move on every enemy, the battles will become kinda tedious and boring and have you looking forward to the next puzzle section. If you have never played this before, you are doing yourself a huge disfavor. Find yourself a copy and take a trip back to Persia and prepare yourself for one unique experience.
That didn't happen.